special report. Now reporting, George Stephanopoulos.
Chicago Police about to hold a press conference on Jussie Smollett. Want to show you the room right now where the police superintendent, Eddie Johnson, about to speak.
This announcement today recognizes that Empire actor Jussie Smollett took advantage of the pain and anger of racism to promote his career. I'm left hanging my head and asking why. Why would anyone, especially an African-American man, use the symbolism of a noose to make false accusations? How could someone look at the hatred and suffering associated with that symbol and see an opportunity to manipulate that symbol to further his own public profile? How can an individual who's been embraced by the city of Chicago turn around and slap everyone in this city in the face by making these false claims? Bogus police reports cause real harm.
Hello, human family. How's everyone doing? I hope you guys are well. You guys, in my humble opinion, yes, Jussie is a narcissist. One thing I got to say, and the reason I'm chuckling, is that I was thinking about what Dave Chappelle called him, and I was almost going to use that, but I thought I want to keep it professional and not try to be a comedian. That usually gets me in trouble, so I'm just going to roll with it like this. But in my opinion, he is a narcissist. There are three reasons why I think that. Number one is, like the chief of police said, what he did to the African American community and what could have came forth by that, what he could have caused tremendous damage. And any sane African American knows that those type of things you don't play with. So there's a real sign there of lack of empathy and understanding. There's also, number two, immaturity that narcissist people have in terms of how they see the world and how they navigate the world. It's almost like autism or something. I really mean that. And if you're around one of these people, or have been, you know what I'm saying. Because underneath them is really a trapped little child that was traumatized at some point and never grew past that. And it's really a tragedy. And that's where I have some compassion for these types of people. Now, again, this is just my opinion. I'm not a clinician, a psychiatrist that could diagnose someone, but I have had more experience than most psychologists in this. And of course, you can't diagnose someone from a video, but it's just my humble opinion from the three strikes that he got. Strike number one, lack of empathy and understanding for the seriousness of what you're doing and the kind of harm it could cause. Number two is that his story was just so concocted and so unbelievable that there's a childlike behavior there. There's an immaturity, a puerile concoction of this story. It's just hard to digest. Bleach and a noose, and come on. Early in the morning, there's somebody that just was waiting for you. So anyway, number three is that he didn't, let me say this differently. Number three is that he is a woke activist, a man who is constantly fighting against injustice and discrimination. And he works closely with marginalized communities in their issues, the gay and the black community. And he's been positioning himself kind of like a warrior for these communities. And to risk doing harm to them by such an egregious story and behavior shows that he lacks massive empathy and loyalty. Why would he put those communities in harm? And that's connected to the immaturity piece, where you really don't know what you're doing and the impact that it could have. And I guess I could even add a number 4, is that it exhibits the constant need that a narcissist has for admiration and or attention. If they can't get admiration, then you have to give them attention. And it seems like he was in desperate need for what is called narcissistic supply. As I've said in other episodes, these type of people cannot live without attention, without someone validating their existence. It is an emotional hell to be alone. They constantly have to be on the screen or getting attention for something. It's astonishing when you are surrounded by these people and you really study them and watch their behavior. It is no different than a heroin addict. They've got to be in the spotlight or getting attention somehow, some way. They have to be validated. And it doesn't have to be positive attention. It can be negative attention, and it still suffices their need for attention. So those 4 things speak very clearly that, to me, that he's probably a narcissist. And this is a real good example of just how camouflaged these type of people can be. Because he's a very good looking young man. He's very personable and intelligent. And the last thing on your mind would be that this person is a monster. And just watch how clever he conducts himself in this interview in terms of being personable and hiding who and what he really is, in my opinion. So let's take a look at the interview.
Smollett sat down with me for his first interview since that night in Chicago. Smollett told me how he's doing now and responds to those who doubt his account.
I'm pissed off.
What is it that has you so angry? Is it the attackers?
It's the attackers, but it's also the attacks. It's like, at first it was a thing of like, listen, if I tell the truth, then that's it, because it's the truth. Mm-hmm. Then it became a thing of like, oh, how can you doubt that? Like, how do you not believe that? It's the truth. And then it became a thing of like, oh, it's not necessarily that you don't believe that this is the truth. You don't even want to see the truth.
You see how serious he is and how adamant he is that he is innocent and he's telling the truth. Here is one thing about every narcissist I know. They are pathological liars. When they are talking, they are probably lying 95% of the time, and they are stunningly good at it and will stick to it to the point where I really believe that they start to believe their lies. And you see here how he started with, I am angry. You see, I'm a victim again. I am angry that you don't believe me. You are hurting me. This is so textbook Narcissism 101. So let's take another look at another clip.
The police have gone through a lot of video, and they were able to capture an image of 2 people of interest. Have you seen that image? Mm-hmm. And do you believe that they could possibly be the attackers?
I do.
What is it about their size, or why do you feel that they could possibly be?
Because I was there. For me, when that was released, I was like, okay, we're getting somewhere. I don't have any doubt in my mind that that's them. Never did.
Why did you hesitate to want to call the police?
There's a level of pride there. We live in a society where, as a gay man, you are considered somehow to be weak. And I'm not weak. I am not weak. And we are, as a people, are not weak. So, I'm
not weak. I'm a swell guy. Oh my God. There's so much in there. Let's start with the diversion, the triangulation, by bringing in the gay community and how he's not weak. The question was, why didn't you call the police sooner? Which is a relevant, pertinent question that should be answered directly. I fell asleep. I did this and that. But he was clever enough to throw in his marginalized community and to then build himself up as a swell guy that's saving the day. And it takes you on a diversion, on another avenue that prevents you from staying focused on the main question. Why didn't you call the police right away? 9 times out of 10, if something like this happened, that would be your first phone call, no matter how alpha you are or no matter what went down. If that happened to me, rest assured that would be my first phone call. This is called human nature. And then later in the interview, you'll hear him say he wanted these guys caught so badly. If that was the way that you were feeling, why didn't you call the police ASAP? It doesn't make sense. So again, narcissistic people are pathological liars. And you can call it narcissist, you can call it Fred, you can call it evil, you can call it whatever. There are clinical terms for this that break down narcissists in, I think, 4 or 5 different categories. And in future shows, we'll certainly be going over that. But my point here is, it doesn't matter what you call it. This is a person that lacks empathy, that lacks maturity and adult awareness, that would congregate with people to do such a foolish thing. And it just doesn't make sense. And to stick to your guns is another sign of narcissism. Another red flag, and something that's very concerning, that really exhibits that he lacks compassion and empathy and really doesn't care about his fellow human beings, is that when she showed the 2 people walking and he said, yes, that made me feel better, that was them. It is my belief that if the police brought 2 people to the interviewing room and asked, were these 2 people, and said these people have a history of crime and etc., I think he would say, yes, that was them. And literally have someone locked up because of his little charade. Narcissistic people really believe, and this is really astonishing about them, they really believe they have a license to do whatever the fuck they want to do, to even end your life, to harm you in any way. These are very sick, disturbed people. They don't get it. So let's take a look at another clip. I think this is the clip where he literally says, I wanted the police to find them, and I was hoping so bad that they would arrest these men and capture them. So let's take a look.
For probably 4 reasons. Number 1, I want them to find the people that did it. Number 2, I want them to stop being able to say alleged attack. Number 3, I want them to see that I fought back. And I want a little gay boy who might watch this to see that I fought back. And it does not take anything away from people that are not able to do that. But I fought back. They ran off. I didn't.
What do you say to a young gay man, a young gay person?
To learn to fight. And I don't just mean like learn to fight. I mean, learn to fight. Learn to be a fighter. I am not advocating violence at all. So let's be clear about that. If you're gonna die, fight until you do. Because if you don't fight, you have no chance. I have fought for love. I'm an advocate. I respect too much the people who I am now one of those people who have been attacked in any way. You do such a disservice when you lie about things like this.
If the attackers are never found, how will you be able to heal?
I don't know. Let's just hope that they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not go there yet. Let's, I was talking to a friend and I said, I just want them to find them. And she said, sweetie, they're not gonna find them. And that just made me so angry because, so I'm just gonna be left here with this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just gonna be left here with like, so they get to go free and go about their life and possibly attack someone else, and I'm here to left with the aftermath of this bull. That's not cool to me. That's not okay. So I understand how difficult it will be to find them, but we gotta. I still want to believe with everything that has happened that there's something called justice. Because if I stop believing that, then what's it all for?
That actually sends chills down my body because that performance was Oscar worthy. And it really illustrates just how cunning these people are in their theatrics. I mean, this is astonishing. This is a man who knows that he's lying. He made this shit up. And he has the audacity, the ignorance, and the arrogance to concoct a story of this depth and this level of deception. And the theatrics that he throws into it. And tears are always a part of the narcissist, even with men. When the tears come, you know you're being manipulated. I've had tears used on me from every female and male narcissist I know. It is astonishing how they use the tears to create your empathy. This man is laughing underneath. This is a covert, I believe, malignant narcissist. This is a dangerous human being. Now, does he have self-agency over himself where he probably won't bury someone in the backyard? Of course. But would he take pleasure in the demise of someone? And this is me speaking through my own opinions and belief. This isn't allegedly, I'm not saying that he did something like that allegedly. I'm just saying that if he is the person that I think he is capable of those types of things. When you lack empathy and when you don't care about others and you think the world is about you and you think you have a license to do whatever you want to people, that makes you dangerous. And I am so glad that he's going to be punished for this. We need to start holding people accountable who press false charges on people and who make up stories and waste the police time and energy and manipulate their fellow citizens. So this is a good thing that he's going to be punished. And I hope that he sees some jail time, because that may make him more accountable of his own behavior and help him put on the brakes when he's about ready to do something. Because accountability is one of the things that help contain a narcissist's drive for evil. They are keenly aware of boundaries in society. So I think that what you just witnessed was a really good look at a covert narcissist who is a wolf in sheep's clothing right in front of your eyes, in my opinion. So I really appreciate you guys stopping by. Hope you got some good information. And remember, it's always better to be fooled by a narcissist, tricked by a narcissist, and even abused by a narcissist than to be a narcissist. I got nothing but love for you guys, fam. Take good care of yourself. And just in case I don't put up another video before the new year and the Christmas and the holiday season, I want to wish all of you a Merry Christmas for those of you who celebrate Christmas, and for those of you who don't, Happy Holidays and a Happy New Year. And I wish you all the best. Until next time, you guys, this is Darren Green, and I'm out.